Hello friends, today we are going to talk about a very important topic of our English grammar. This topic has been introduced in grade 10 this year only. Till last year there was story writing, but this year in the writing skills along with letter writing they have introduced analytical paragraph. So analytical paragraph, moreover we can also call it paragraph analysis. So this is a very important exercise. This will definitely help you in moving ahead in the future classes. So there also you will get so many benefits out of this exercise. Most importantly, this is very easy to solve. Okay, the name is difficult, but the thing is not difficult. It is seriously very easy. It is easier than story writing. Okay, in story writing you may face difficulty and you may not be able to get full marks because there you have to be very much careful about the grammar and the punctuation and everything. Here, so much load is not there. So let us see what is an analytical paragraph. So without wasting any more time, I would start it. So first thing, what is an analytical paragraph? So before we understand analytical paragraph, first we need to understand what is a paragraph. A paragraph is a text that is written generally in about 7 to 10 sentences. Sometimes it may be some of the paragraphs may also be of 1 or 2 sentences. Okay, and some of the paragraphs can also reach to 10 to 14, 15 sentences. Depends on the content, whatever. The main purpose of the writing a paragraph or main purpose of a paragraph is developing a single idea. So remember this thing. Okay, whenever many of you have problem that sir when to change the paragraph. So you can change the paragraph when the idea is changed. Okay, until unless you are working upon the single idea, you need to go with the same paragraph, single paragraph. Let us continue, let us move ahead. So what is analytical paragraph? We are not going to learn what is paragraph. We are talking here what is analytical paragraph. So when we talk about analytical paragraph, so it comes here. An analytical paragraph is a form of descriptive writing. Sir, first of all, try to understand this word. Descriptive writing. What is descriptive writing? A writing that describes something. So ultimately, you are going to describe something. What are you going to describe? Let us read it again. An analytical paragraph is a form of descriptive writing which is written on the basis of given chart, graph, data, outline, clues, table, etc. So my dear students, what we are going to do, we are going to have some charts, bar graphs, some histograms, some pie charts, okay, some table graphs, some clues, some outlines, such kind of things will come in examination, and on the basis of these things we will have to write down some paragraph. So that paragraph will be known as analytical paragraph. So let us see what is analytical paragraph. So I think the definition is clear to all of you. I think the definition part is clear, but we are not going to write a definition in examination. We have to practically solve an exercise on the analytical paragraph. So further, before solving an exercise, let us see more about what is analytical paragraph. Let us see what are the components of an analytical paragraph. Okay, so moving ahead to our next slide. So here I am showing you some basically charts, or we can say, see, the first picture is of a pie chart. I have written over the pie chart. Second picture talks about bar graph. You can see on the right hand side of the pie chart, the bar graph. Okay, on my right hand side, actually on the left hand side of the pie chart you can see bar graph. Okay, that talks about movies. Then line graph. Here I would like to mention that line graph can be of 2 lines, 3 lines, 4 lines also, but I have taken a picture of 1 line, so that is line graph. Even that picture does not have any data here. So next is a table. You can see here a table is given on which name, email, age and status are there. So on the basis of table, you can write a particular data, paragraph. So what is going to take place in examination? We will get any of such kind of exercises, any of such kind of figures, pictures. On the basis of those pictures and figures, we will have to develop a particular paragraph. Okay, we will have to develop a particular paragraph on the basis of the given picture. Okay, so it is very simple. It's seriously very simple. No need to go for very higher knowledge of anything here. Okay, with basic grammar you can solve it. So don't panic. It's simple thing. Okay. So let us move ahead. What is next thing? So the next thing is a structure of analytical paragraph. As I told you that components of analytical paragraph. So when we talk about the components of analytical paragraph, so we are here having components. See, so an analytical paragraph can be divided into three parts: introduction, main body, and conclusion. Introduction, main body, and conclusion. So it's similar, it sounds similar to the letter writing, right? Okay, so it's a little different. So when we talk about introduction, so what do we see in introduction? In introduction, we get, first of all, the first thing that we need to write is title or the heading of the paragraph. It is not compulsory. Maybe some of the websites, some of the reference books, and some of the teachers would be saying that don't write it. It's not required. But I believe that it should be written. Okay. So it is not like that if you don't write a title or heading, your marks will be cut down. But it's my suggestion that impress your teacher. Okay. Marks, I think more important than getting marks is to impress the teacher. So try to impress the teacher. In order to impress the teacher, you should write down the title or the heading, and it should be very suitable. Very suitable heading. Fine. After writing down heading, we have to start our paragraph. Remember, my dear guys, my dear friends, you are going to write only one paragraph. Introduction, main body, and conclusion. All the three things are supposed to be part of a single paragraph. Okay, it is not letter writing where you are going to write three paragraphs. You have to write only one single paragraph. So in the single paragraph, the first one or two lines will be talking about the subject given in the graph or given in the chart. So whatever subject is given, so first one or two lines we will be talking about the subject. We will be talking about that what the topic is. Okay, like just in the previous slide we have seen that there was a picture, there was a I think bar graph. There was a bar graph of movies. So you will write the first thing that the bar graph here. This bar graph talks about the leisure time, talks about the movie time, that how do people waste their time. In that way you can start. Main body. When we talk about the main body, so we are going to see that what exactly the graph is telling. So we will take out all the data of the graph and we would start writing that data down. Okay. We can use our relevant figures. We can use some figures from our side also. Okay. And we can pick some figures from the picture also. Okay. Some data from the picture also. But remember, it's not required that you use all the data which is given in the picture. Okay. And it is also not required that you don't use, means from your side. Okay. You can pick up 2, 3, 4 data. Okay. Suppose 10 data are given. So you just use 5 data, 3 data. That's all. Next thing, explain trends. Okay, what the trend, what the data means, what the graph trend is like. That it is going upwards, it's going downwards, or it is fluctuating, or it is what to say, flat. So that trend you have to understand. Other than this, next is comparison. Okay, make comparison. Okay, so comparisons you can make. Okay, like boys and girls are there, so you can compare them. If suppose two datas are there and they belong to different years, you can compare them. So comparison is very most important. It is must. Without comparison you should not write a data, you should not write a analytical paragraph. Okay, so comparison is must. Next, contrast. So when we talk about comparison, we are going to compare the two things. Maybe we bring up some similarities. Okay. But when we were talking about contrast, that means we need to dig up, we need to find out differences. We need to find out differences between the sources of data, between the two things, two people, two objects, whatever is given in the question. We need to find out differences between them. So here like this, you will complete your main body, the main body of the analytical paragraph, and at the end, you would write conclusion. The conclusion part of your analytical paragraph. So what would be the conclusion? The conclusion part will be of again 1 or 2 lines. It will talk about a particular overview of the entire paragraph. Okay, maybe it is an overview, maybe it is a summary kind of thing you can write. But remember, don't repeat the sentences. This is something very important. Okay. So now let us see, let us understand one by one everything. Let us first of all go to the introduction part and see what introduction is all about. So introduction. So I am going to give you some phrases here which will help you in writing down the introduction properly. So you can start the introduction with such phrases. The chart given above describes. Okay. Or the table suggests. The line graph shows. The data given provides information about. The pie chart illustrates. It can be observed through the graph or chart given above. So that these are some ways, these are some methodology, these are some phrases. Okay, I am not saying that you need to choose and you have to write down these phrases only. You can choose. Okay, okay, they are good. They will be helpful to you in impressing your teacher. Okay, and I request you all that rather than focusing on the marks, try to focus, try to impress the examiner. Okay, if your copy checker is impressed, okay, your work is done. So next is main body. So in main body, when we talk about, so we have seen many things. So now let us see which phrases can be important for writing down the main body. So for trends, we can use a pattern of growth, rapidly doubled, skyrocketed. See the word skyrocketed. What a beautiful word. Okay, and it's a heavy also. It's a nice and most importantly, it's an easy word. Sky rocketed. Okay, two words have been combined to make it. It shows about the huge growth. Striking increase, peaked, soaring rates, decline, plummeted, leveled off, stagnated, fluctuate, starting to rise, starting to fall, drop down slightly, etc. Such kind of phrases can be used to write down the trends. Again, I'm telling you, I'm not requesting, I'm not forcing you to use them. If you want, you can use. If you don't want, don't use. Data. So when we are talking about the data, so we can use such phrases like 1/3 of, nearly 1/4, almost 80%, almost this percent, almost that percent. Majority, okay, on an average, twice as much, almost equal, the highest, the lowest. So many words are there, so many phrases are there which we can use. In order to compare or create a relation, we can use the words like relationship between, similarly, in contrast with, in comparison. But in opposite case, okay, so such phrases can be used. And my dear guys, so this relation and comparison you should learn out because you can use them in when you are debating. Okay, when you are debating, when you are performing a debate competition, when you are participating in a debate competition in your school or outside the school, there also you can use them. Okay, so let us see, let us go to the next thing. So here now we see conclusion. So conclusion, what is conclusion? Conclusion should be of 1 or 2 lines only. So conclusion is basically an overall subsequently. Okay, so these words can be used in conclusion. Overall, subsequently, in all, in a nutshell, for the given chart. Such kind of words can be used. Okay, and then you need to finish your paragraph with one sentence that summarizes the position you took and supported in your paragraph. Okay, in one sentence you need to talk that exactly what you want, where you are standing. Okay, okay, so that is also required. So that you have to speak about, that you need to write in there. Again, I'm telling you, I've already spoken you that do not go for repetition. Do not repeat the sentences. If you repeat the sentence, already it is very small writing skill exercise. And if you are repeating sentence in that small writing skill also, so definitely the teacher will feel negative for you. So please do not repeat any sentence. Okay. So this is all about paragraph writing or analytical paragraph writing. Hope it is clear to all of you. Okay. So now moving ahead. Here we have got the question. So one of the questions, I thought that I must solve one question also with you. Study the chart given below. So I am not showing you the chart. Why? Because you don't read the question, you start watching the chart. In examination also, hide the chart. First of all, read the question, because many things are there that are available in the question itself. Okay, which is the result of the survey conducted in the public schools and government schools of Vadodara. So here what we are going to see in our chart, we are going to talk about two schools result. Okay, one is public school, another is government school. This depicts the types of activities the teenagers, that means age 13 to 19, are involved in during their leisure time. Okay, so this data is going to talk about children who are in 13 to 19 years age and how do they pass their time. So this data is going to talk about that. So let us see what is the data. See, so this is the data given here. Maybe it is not visible to all of you. It's smaller, so I'll give you a big picture. So here it is a big picture of the same data. Okay, you can see here watching TV. Okay, under 35%, under around 25% people. Okay, so blue for public and brown for government. Okay, public schools and government school. Let's move ahead. So now we are going to see the answer. So the answer is here. See, this is the same chart. I am not going to leave the chart because I want to tell you, I want to make you understand one thing very much clear, that this is data interpretation. This is paragraph, analytical paragraph writing. Without data, you cannot write. See, first of all, you can see heading is there, teenagers and leisure time. After the heading, I'm starting my graph, I'm starting my paragraph. The graph given here displays the types of activities the teenagers, that means age 13 to 19 years, are involved during their leisure time. So this is the line I have already taken from the question. Okay, so the graph displays, this is the phrase that I have used here from my side. Okay, you can also use. This is the result of the survey conducted in the public schools and government schools of Vadodara. So this is the subject, my dear. So this is subject. We have not talked anything else here. We are just discussing about the, we are not started talking about the data. We are just talking that what exactly the subject is there. What we are going to see. What we are going to do here. So it is just simple. It is just simple the activities of teenagers. It is given that how do teenagers pass their time. Moving ahead, paragraph has not changed. Paragraph will be same, single paragraph. So it is continuously going on. Nowadays, the teenagers are more techno savvy than the children used to be 10 years back. This is a decorative line that I've used from my side. Okay, it has nothing to do with the entire this paragraph. But still, you can, when you see this line, you will definitely understand that somewhere it is connected with that. Okay, I've not taken any line from anywhere. I have thought it. Okay, okay, and it's very important line. Do not play games like Ludo, Carom, chess, and other indoor games. Now you can understand that this is all fluting from my side. From my side, I'm putting up all these sentences. Coming back to the data again. So this methodology you also have to work upon. Do not go with the data continuously. See sentence 1 data, sentence 2 data, sentence 3 data. If you do that, it will become monotonous and boring. Rather than doing this, use sentence 1, then something from your side, then sentence 2, data 2, then something from your side, then data 3, then something from your side. Okay. So to surprise ourselves, see the use of the words I have done. To surprise ourselves, 9 to 18% of the boys and girls in the age group of 13 to 19 years purchase their own cell phones. Okay. So in order to emphasize the entire sentence, I use the word to surprise ourselves. Okay. Moving ahead. This is the last part of that particular question. In the survey conducted recently on some 2000 students, again I have common data. Now I have not made it very much theoretical. 2000 students of two leading schools, one government and another public school, the following facts were revealed. Okay, so again I have talked about the data. I am stick to that graph. I am not leaving that graph, and you also have not to leave that graph. While the students from public schools spend more of their leisure time in net surfing and talking on cell phones, the government school students spend it in watching TV and talking to their friends. So this is how I end up this passage. this paragraph. Okay, and thank you very much for listening to me. Hope I have made the analytical paragraph in simple exercise for you. Okay, and hope you will be practicing it. Okay, do it, solve it. If any problem is there, you can ask me. Okay, those who are having online classes from me, they can directly call me on, or they can just ask me on my WhatsApp number. Those who are watching me on YouTube can comment in the comment box. I will be present for them also. So I hope that it is clear now. Thank you very much. Have a nice day ahead. Bye bye, everyone.